team in the locker room, and how do you hope they respond to this news?
I mean, people to sit down and have a formal, discussion has not happened. The news was really just released after shoot around today, and we'll talk as we always do freely with the team, and other people are going to have more opportunity. Clearly, it does give clarity to me as the head coach and what the steps going forward should be, and what it means to our young interior players especially. Those types of conversations will be had with our staff and with the team, I suppose, in a more team environment now that the actual news has been announced.
I know you're looking at the long term, obviously, but when you look at what Joel did do in those 31 games, is that enough in your eyes to win Rookie of the Year?
I think it is. I get the duration of games. I also think it's pretty fantastic that it's being discussed along with Dario. And so those two are very good friends, and they talk about it behind our backs, about how this whole thing will play out. But to have, Dario Saric being discussed in the same sentence with most people that cover our sport, to have two of them legitimately being for that award is where my mind first goes. It's a clear reflection to me that we have some good young players in the program.
And to add on to that argument, how about the terms when they always bring up that he's not technically a rookie? It's not his first year in the league. What do you think about that in terms of possibly winning it in your argument?
I ignore it. It's his first year in the league. Yeah, I ignore it.
You've had a different starting center in every single one of this matchup with the Heat, something that Spo discussed earlier. What with Whiteside is it that makes him so dangerous, and what specifically do you need to do tonight?
Well, I think defensively he's such an elite shot blocker. He's such an elite rim protector. When you go into the paint, when you try to get to the rim, you better go to dunk. You better go to come to jump stops and look at drop-off passes to our bigs, I hope, be in position where we want them, or coming to jump stops and reverse pivoting and finding perimeter three-point shooters. But if you go in half pregnant, you're going to lose. And you have to really have a plan. And defensively, he is elite in that environment. Offensively, he's so long and he's so able to get deep position, either with a straight line post up, or being able to navigate offensive rebounds as Dragic penetrates and their other guards penetrate. And so when you shrink like the Whiteside game plan, it's those few things, offensively and defensively, that most come to my mind when you talk about game planning for him.
Were you surprised or disappointed? I mean, the thinking went from maybe having Joel Friday in New York to now not having him at all. How did you sort of process that? I guess after the test Monday showed it was worse than the first thought.
I mean, my first thoughts go to him. None of us can imagine, being 7'2", 275 pounds, and somebody tells you about a navicular 2 years in a row, and then, you learn about a meniscus, in your first sort of real season. And so my first thoughts go there to him, helping him get through this. And help him we will. And he is strong enough as a person, and I think that the success that he has tasted inspires him more, because it's no mystery to anybody, most importantly him, how good he really can be. And I think that this can be, that can be an example of, maybe the greatest layer of motivation to follow suit now with all the health-related things that are going to follow in regards to taking care of yourself. And he's got good people around him. There is a level of disappointment. Selfishly, you go through as a coach, you're trying to lead our program, but my immediate thought goes to just, being with him and helping him navigate through that, and we will do that, and he will do that. He's shown the strength to get through the first few years not being able to play as a young big man that's actually grew while he was with us a little bit. And he's just in the early stages of his what I think is going to be a long, long time, having tremendous success.
Given the recent developments, how do you measure success this season? I know at the beginning of the season you said winning and developing, you wanted it all. Where are you at now in terms of that?
I mean, I go back to just the core of like, who are we? What's our style of play? And I've been lucky to have a staff with me for 4 years. And I feel like the foundation that we have put in place and how we work is solid. I'm so proud of my staff. I'm so proud of the day-to-day stuff that we believe adds up. We've said from day one that we're not doing anything unless we play defense. That's where our bread has to be buttered, especially in a blue-collar city like Philadelphia, and that's all we think about right now. We talk about pace and space. We want to play fast and we want to shoot threes. And you say, well, you go defend, you play with pace and space. Do we do that? I think we do. And I think that we're starting to share the ball and, play with the spirit that I want players to play with. And hopefully the city of Philadelphia is proud of us, no matter who's on the floor, that there is a clear, identifiable style. And development in that regard, although it's sort of holistic, is important to me. You go to the pieces underneath that, look at what Dario Saric has done, look at what Covington has done, look at what TJ has done, watch the growth of Rashawn, all under that roof. And I think all over the place, if the season ended today, I would walk out of a gym very proud of the players that I coach. I respect them, I like them, and I think that they're getting better.
Coach, what kind of role is Jim OBrien, a veteran guy, what kind of role has he played for you on your staff?
Very grounding, very sort of get to the point quick. Not a lot of words, but says what I need to hear. Not afraid to say, I think you've done something wrong. I think you either got to look at this situation personally and deal with it. It could be with a player, it could be with something on offense. We speak freely, it's real. There's no walking on glass in my staff. And I think that his Philadelphia background, the fact that he's been a head coach in the league, the fact that he is who he is, he's a man's man. He says what he wants to say, and I encourage it. And he's very different than anybody else on my staff. And for that reason, he's been a fantastic addition to our staff and for me.
Do you expect to have Splitter back at any time this year?
I do. I think that he'll come back more toward the end of March, but I do feel, to answer your question, that he will be in a 76er uniform this year. The medical people advise me that it will be more toward the end of March, I think, as the soonest possibility.